Again, thank you for being here. We're going to get rocking and rolling. This is Dirt Soldiers MX Training Academy, how to 10x your motocross racing and riding skills, even if you're over 30 or a total beginner. And again, I appreciate you guys being here. And we're going to rock and roll. Listen, you guys know, if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you something. I want you to stay to the end. At the end, we got some. You're going to have a chance to ask some questions, and it's going to be a Q&A session, and you're going to get some answers, okay? And I'll give you answers at the very end. So stay to the end, and I have a ebook that I created, a fitness ebook. Everybody, if you make it to the end, so stick around and let's get through this, and I would appreciate it. All right. But here's the thing, guys. I need your attention, please. I really do. Turn off Facebook. If you're a motocross rider and you're serious about getting better results with winning your first race, the next 60 to 9 minutes will change your riding forever. Listen, one of the things I did is I shut my phone off. It's gone. I shut everything down. There's just so many distractions these days, guys. We know this, and anything can distract you. And I want to help you guys here. I want you to get this and give I'm a good coaching here, a good coaching program, and we have a lot of distractions. We're going to rock and roll through this. It's going to take us 60 to 90 minutes, and you'll learn a lot. I'll show you exactly how to instantly add more speed, better control, flow, and confidence to your riding to 10x your motocross racing and riding skills. Even if you're out of shape, don't have much time to practice, over 30, or a complete beginner. Guys, all right? I want to wow you with such great information and inspires you to take action so you can start putting in crazy good laps at the track this week. I want you guys to be able to get through this program and go to the practice track, start to implement the stuff you learn on this online coaching program right now, this online workshop that we're doing, this webinar. And I want you to be able to go out and see and go through the secrets I'm about to teach you, and then you guys can put it out on the track and see how it works. That's what I want. That's the goal. That's my promise for you guys. Hello, Jaron, Jackbox. I really appreciate that. I want to introduce myself. A lot of you guys might not know me. Some of you guys have been on the webinars before. But my name is Scoob. Over 34 years experience as a motocross racer. I know the ins and outs of motocross racing. Racer with numerous titles in my name, which gives me the insider insight into what it takes to win races and take your riding to new levels. I have a motocross training facility where I'm at right now, guys, actually in PA here in Pennsylvania, and I know all the tricks of the track that will trip you up during your race and how to overcome them. Students enter and win motocross races and championships from 5 years old all the way up to 60 years old. Yes, that is true. I've actually had actually over 60 years old, really. There was a couple people that were like 61 and 62, and they just had the desire. They couldn't do it as kids, race motocross, and they missed that opportunity as a kid. And later in life, they wanted to try it because it's a great sport. So much fun, and it's in my opinion, the greatest sport in the world. What do you guys think? Greatest sport in the world? And let it in the chat box. And I one time saved a Monster Energy girl from a burning building. Just kidding. That did not happen. That would be nice though. But I did dream that one night, but no, I never did save a Monster Energy girl. All right. Things right. I had a lot of discipline, guys. I had drive. These are some of my things that I had. I had discipline, drive. And I had I was real particular about studying the pro. Okay. I had the discipline to know that I got to go out and practice corners because they're the things that everyone tells you. This is back when I was a beginner rider, when I was just starting out. I was no natural, guys. I was no natural at all. I had to fight my way up to become an advanced rider. But I had the discipline to not go out party with my friends. I had the discipline to get out. I also had the drive to go do this. It was a drive in me, to learn these corners and figure out what it was. Corners are big, and I always talk about corners because the link in the track, it's the piece of the puzzle of a track that links everything together. And if you get the corners down, we all have heard heard the saying, jumps are for show, corners are for the dough, right? And I had a big thing where I studied the pros. I knew I was just an amateur. If that guy can swing a leg over a bike, that pro rider, whoever it may be, then I can do the same thing. And I had the discipline and the drive to push forward and try to figure that out. But I've done a lot of things wrong. Okay. I just said it. I was no natural coach. I figured, there were schools I could have went to, like Gary Semick's and different ones, but I didn't do that. Okay. And I had the discipline to drive, which was a great attribute, and it really helped me, but I could have got this a lot quicker. And it took me years to move up through the ranks to actually get to a point where I was running A class and doing pretty good. And boy, that could have happened a lot quicker for me, So for 34 years, I discovered easy to use techniques to improve your riding confidence fast. Master the fundamental techniques, which is the key to it, guys, to ride moto with more control. Now I'm uncovered the right way to use the 5 controls to ride with complete confidence. I discovered this the hard way. Now you get a chance to cheat and get the easy way. How's that, guys? Not go down that long path like I did, and pick up your moto skills quicker and have more fun and confidence and control. How's that sound? Does that sound like a good idea? Is about spotty. Boy, I hope it's working out. Let me turn up the volume here, guys. Give me 1 second. Sure you guys can hear me pretty good. I got some people saying the hearing is about spotty. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I got everything kind of set up that you should be able to hear me pretty good. Technology, guys. We're just gonna have to keep rock and rolling. I hope it it comes together a little bit and you can really hear me. We're gonna keep going, all right? Hopefully you guys can hear me. It looks like my microphone's working good on the screen, so. Okay, we're going to move on. Listen, here's the hard way, guys. This is the hard way. Have the mentality of just twist the throttle and go. Okay, there's a lot of, listen, guys, we race motocross, and I get it. I've been down this road. We want to go fast, okay? And a lot of people think that this sport is just, and you actually hear people say it that don't really know really how the techniques work, the fundamentals work. They have the mentality of, you just twist the throttle and go, okay? But let me tell you, it's not correct. You'll never ride to your full potential that way. You really won't. When you have that mentality, you fight the bike. You gain no control and you gain no confidence. You crash a ton. You get injuries. And guess what? You get these injuries in motocross. Listen, we're in a balance game with 2 wheels, right? That's our sport, guys. It's what we love, but there's the chance on that balance game in 2 wheels that we can get injuries. And when we get these injuries, and when we have this mentality of just twist the throttle and go, that mentality leads us to these crashes, and we're never making progress. Okay. It's always like a roller coaster. We're going up, and then we drop down. Okay. And my school here that I like to help people with and teach them is you're a lot safer when you get the techniques right. All right. And this is the process that most people do it. Most people coaching don't take the schooling. They just have that mentality, twist the throttle and go. And they're all fighting the bike, getting injured and trying to fight their way back. Like any other sport, there are fundamentals. They're what I just told you I was. Okay. A self-taught pros, okay? But they teach themselves with a lot of bad habits, okay? And they get up through the ranks. You can actually get pretty fast with bad habits. But let me tell you, either eliminate them bad habits or start from a young age and grow through this sport with the correct habits. It's so much more funner, guys. It's so much more easier. And you get out on the track and you have tons of fun, okay? Now we got a blank screen there. Let's see what's going on. Want the easy way that'll 10x your racing and riding with confidence and control, even if you're over 30 or toe beginner. Would you guys like the easy way? Would that be a lot better for you guys? Comment box. Want the easy way? Years I've coached hundreds of racers, and I'm not, and you see it says there below, and I didn't ever get any negative feedback, right? And I don't say that to brag, guys, I don't, but there's been hundreds of people through my school, and I've never ever yet back. Okay, so the coaching that I does works. I've proven that 100 times over, and I studied and tested all kinds of theories, all kinds of different stuff that we're going to kind of get into here in a minute, you know, especially if we're talking about corners. You know, corners are so big, and that's what I always pass down a straightaway. That's easy. We can twist the throttle and we can go down a straightaway fast. But what separates that straightaway from the next straightaway is a corner, and you better have a bunch of stuff down, and you better be able to do it with confidence, with control, with flow, not jerky, not fighting the bike, not abrupt movements. That's what flows you through there. Okay. It says results are not typical. Disclaimer. But results are typical, guys. With my school, results are typical, and this is where you'd see on a you know, if you're on them webinars where you were like, taught you how to make $1 million in 5 minutes. You see these programs out there, and they had to put this little disclaimer in there at the very, very bottom with very fine print: results are not typical. And then you read the fine print, it says pretty much you're never going to be able to do this. All right, but let me tell you something: results are typical, and that's my little high five there. That's a virtual high five. But here with my training, results are typical. There's and like I said just a minute ago, not bragging, but I've hundreds of students, and they've all cross racing and riding skills. Now we're going to get into the 3 secrets, guys. Okay, you guys ready for the 3 secrets? Fun? Having fun so far? We're going to get into the 3 secrets now that's going to help you guys. Okay. You guys have been excited for the 3 secrets? You ready to learn some of the 3 secrets to 10x your motocross racing and riding skills? Yes, Chris says yes. Jack says yes. Good fun. Awesome. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yep. You guys have won it, so here we go. We're going to keep rocking and rolling. This is the beginner. This is where the beginner lives, guys. He has no confidence or control, okay? And it said, you see it says there, the DSMX fundamental techniques. That's the Dirt Soldiers, my fundamental techniques that I teach. But what happens with the beginner is it's hard for a beginner to start get confidence or control, okay? Because he has no idea what he's really doing. And basically what he's messing up and what is what I call the Dirt Soldiers techniques. He's messing with this game, just like in any other sport, guys. And with that mentality of just twist the throttle and go, we think that this is easy. We used to ride our kids, okay? This can't be that hard. But what happens is, what you always see with what I see in my school with the beginner is always is, man, I have no confidence. He thinks he needs to jump. He thinks he should go out and jump. The jumping is going to give him the confidence, okay? Or he just build that confidence because he has no clue. Because what he's doing is, and he don't realize it, is he's not geeks down and he's fighting the bike, okay? Even though he might even be riding pretty dang good, he starts getting a little bit faster. Full control of his bike, and he's always fighting it to a degree, and it never builds any confidence, and it never builds, okay? Secret 2 is the intermediate. This is where the intermediate rider lives, okay? So the intermediate, he starts to get okay, you can ride a bike, and over time you're going to start to figure it out. Your body will kind of tell you what to do. Some people do, some people don't. Believe me, I've seen many things happen here. But the intermediate, he starts to get pretty fast. He's not so scared of the power, starts jumping a little bit. He's actually getting through corners a little bit, but they suck. The corners suck to him, and there's jumps that scare. And what he needs to learn is that you see the 5 controls, and the 2 big ones. There's 5 controls. Here's your clutch, your throttle, your front and rear brake, your shifter. The 2 big ones that the intermediate needs to learn right away is the braking, and that's going to be in a corner. Braking in the entrance decks as you enter the corner, throttle control as you exit the corner. Is what we're gonna dive into here in a second as we move on, guys, is the advanced rider. Now, what happens with the advanced rider is the advanced rider, he gets the fundamental. No, I've seen advanced riders, pros, even guys up into the levels of webs and dungeons and stuff all the time, because they know they have to have them fundamentals, and they have to be engraved, what I call engraved in your DNA, just a reflex reaction. And that's why these guys ride every day. But what they start to, advanced rider starts running into is he starts running into the big ones are his fitness and his mental, really the mental. When you get up to the dungeon level and the web level and these pro riders in the top level, it's a big mental game, because they got the first 2 things down pretty darn good. Okay, it becomes a real advanced rider who's just racing your local track A class. He starts to lose. He's got to always try to be aggressive, not right over his head, but more aggressive, because he's got the techniques down. And then he'll run into a fitness problem also. Okay, he'll run into a fitness problem where if he's not physically fit for the most physically demanding sport in the world, it'll start to mess with him. Okay, techniques. We have body position and technique, and that's the beginner. We have master of the 5 controls. Okay, they're the controls that you give control to the bike with, right? That's what they do. Your front brake, your rear brake, your shifter, your clutch, and your throttle. That's where the intermediate, like I just said a second ago, has most of the problem. Body position, because he's always fighting the bike. Although these 1 and 2 can kind of weave together, all right? And then we have aggression, fitness, and mental. Now, the fundamental techniques: master the 5 controls, aggression, fitness, and mental. Which pros, we just talked about pros, which pros race here, okay? Which pros do you think race here with all 3 of these things good and very well? This would all right. I mean, this is just some I picked out. You can probably name a few. You guys want to name some few in the chat box? Go ahead and name a few, but notice what riders live in all 3: the body position, technique, correct use of the 5 controls, aggression, fitness, and mental. I highlighted Reed, Dungy, and Webb. There's some good examples of 3 guys that aggression, the fitness, and the mental, crazy out of control. They ride with great, awesome body position. Their technique is unbelievable, and the correct use of the 5 controls is great. Okay, so what I want you see below that, it says let the fundamental techniques. Chris said Roxon, very, very true. That's a great example, Roxon. Roxon's a great example. And this Dungy example, what I really like about Dungy, Jack, that's a perfect bunch right there. And what I like about Dungy is that's 100% true. Jeremy, you see Reed and Jeremy McGrath actually kind of mimic each other. And what Reed rides a lot like McGrath. McGrath was awesome on his body position technique, use of his 5 controls, and his aggression, fitness, and mental. But let's look at something there, guys, the fitness aspect of it. Okay, who in this game massively? That was Carmichael, right? Now that's something that someone like McGrath did. Even took it to another level. So there's a person where McGrath lacked a little bit on fitness. Anderson Osborne, awesome. Who's of somebody that rides with okay, so let's look at the fundamental techniques and master the 5 controls. Build. So let that build the aggression, fitness, and mental, not the other way around. Just like I said earlier, what happens? Most guys start with the aggression, not so much the fitness and the mental, and they, because you might run into a lot of guys that think they're going really fast. A lot of amateurs and beginners that think they're doing really good because they have that mentality, just twist the throttle and go, and they ride with a lot of aggression. But what happens? They wreck a lot. And who's somebody that we can say out of the pros that started with that aggression, okay, fitness and mental? guys can name it, and I think you guys will agree with me, is Stewart, James Stewart. And we've seen what happened with him. You know, lot of stuff there going on. So let's move on, guys. Into these secrets, I want to first look at how James Stewart, Jack said, yes, exactly, Jack. But I want to first, let's look at how our engineers in Japan designed their bikes, okay? And that's my bike right there, an old 09 KXF 450F. That is actually a picture of my bike, guys. Yeah, Bubba, you guys are exactly right. But that's a picture of my bike, and let's look at this. Listen, if bikes was remote controlled, first thing, if it was remote controlled, it would do everything perfect. Then what happens, guys? We put a rider on it, and it ruins the precise balance, and the bike cannot do what it was designed to do. Listen, the Japanese put thousands and thousands of hours designing these things to make them perfectly balanced. And then we throw our bodies on them, and we don't know what we're doing, and we throw them all off. You must be in the neutral position so the bike may perform as it was designed. It was designed to do that. Your weight mass centered over the engine between the pegs and the handlebars. All right, guys. Second, with the engineers, the engineers at Yamaha, Kawasaki, at Suzuki, at Honor decided that in order to win races, they should design the bike to work with the power on. The more the power is on, the better the bike will work. That is how we will win. It corners under power, the suspension works better under power, and it jumps on better under power. Want more control? Add more power. But the problem is, in the beginner, he is not confident to add that power because he has no clue how to do it. He's fighting the bike, and he thinks the thing's just going to take off with him, right? So secret number one. Let's jump in. I just ran through that little. I wanted you guys to keep that in mind. Them two screens, we just keep that in mind through all this stuff, okay? Now, I want to show you the beginner, what he has to get down. Shoulders MX fundamental techniques. Number one, balls on pegs. You wouldn't believe how many guys mess this up, okay? And even myself to this day, I got to think about this constantly. But the balls of the feet, a description like a boxer, like a tennis player, in motion, ready. Ball of the foot and flat foot jump demonstration. And what that means is what I want to let you guys know is you ride on the balls of the feet, okay? And that's the front part of the foot, right behind your toes. Then you have your arch and your heel. But if you're gonna come up short on a jump, and I always put this disclaimer out there, you got to move to the arch because you can hurt your ankle if you come on the ball of your foot. So what that does, though, is it's lighter on the bike, easier to weight the pegs to move the bike around, and it's almost automatic. It allows you to use, and it also allows you to use your ankle joint. You have to become part of the suspension. You have to become one with your bike. You and bike become one, and your ankle joints is the first contact point for when you're coming down through straight loops, rough stuff, and your ankle joint will actually absorb that and give you more control. Grab the bike with your legs. This allows you to have a loose and flowing upper body like the pros do. Listen, it's so important. You have to grab that bike. Your legs, you're on the balls of the feet, your legs come up, and I say legs on there. Sometimes for taller guys, it's just their legs. Other shorter guys, it'll be their knees. But you have to grab that bike and grip onto it so it don't bounce all around. Your upper body can be nice and loose. You have to flow in the upper body. You have to make lateral movements, adjust side to side, move forward and back under forces from the track, breaker bumps, whoops, jumps, whatever, all the stuff, loose soil. And you have to move under the forces of your bike, which are big ones, braking and throttle, right? So bike with your legs. In the seated position, be even with the pegs. That was them first two things we went over in the standing position, right? In the seated position, be even with the pegs or forward of them. A lot of guys, amateurs, sit down, and when they sit down, going into corners, too far back, all right? What's the next thing that's going to happen as you enter a corner seconds later? Seconds later, what's the next thing that's going to happen? Start to get on the throttle, as you're about to learn here in a second, and leave that corner, right? If you're too far back, that has the weight in the wrong position. So in the seated position, or forward of them in the seated position in a corner, you want an angled hand grip like a tennis racket or golf club player clutch. So what you do, guys, is you put your hands on as you grab your throttle and your grips and your other grip, you want to angle them hands in towards the, if you make fists, you want to angle them in towards your chest a little bit as you grab them grips. What this does, it probably says it next, it helps bring your elbows up and out, and which is number 5. You want your elbows. This gives you more balance, more control, and more leverage in the upper body laterally across the bike to adjust for balance, and it gives you the leverage between your arm and your body to do that. We don't want no goon riding here, okay? So elbows up and out. It all starts with the hand grip. I just said that. For getting elbows up and out and head forward, elbows up. So the other thing you want to do is get your head forward up over the handlebar mounts. If you're uncomfortable, having a hard time keeping your elbows up, it's because your head is too far back. Guaranteed. You want to keep your head centered over the handlebar mounts, okay? If it comes back on the bike, your arms will go down by your side a little bit. Elbows will come up, and that's what it says next. Head over the handlebars, number 6, or forward of the handlebars, okay? We're usually going to keep our head at the handlebar mounts or at the handlebar pad at our pro taper pad or Renthal pad, excuse me, as we're powering out. Anticipate that power, all right? And you want to work the bike, okay? And this is kind of what I've been telling you. As you can go back through all these techniques here, what you're seeing is now you're working the bike. You're able to become one with it, and this all gives you that technique as a beginner to start. Guess what? Back to our other when we started in the beginning with the where the beginner starts with no control, confidence, and you don't know how to build it. Well, that's what these fundamental techniques do. They start to allow you to go to the track and build confidence where you don't know where to start and how to build it. Now you can with these techniques. You got to get out there and practice. It's defensive riding, anticipating instead of trying to react to trouble. Always moving, always ready, always flowing. Neutral on the bike, always returning to the neutral position, whether that be standing or sitting. Will you move out of these positions, guys? Yes. And like a tennis player after a backhand or a boxer after a punch, you will return to the neutral position if possible, right? And I did miss one here, and I apologize for that, number 8, which is okay, shoulder square. I just noticed that. I'm very sorry about that. Number 8 is shoulder square. Your shoulders are square. You do not want to be dipping in the shoulders. They're square, facing the which way you're going, along with the head. It's up, looking to where you want to go, all right? So that's the 8 fundamental techniques, guys. That's the 8 things that's going to start. If you're a beginner, it's going to start building confidence in you, and you can now build from that, all right? The pros taught us all wrong, and what do I mean by that? See, what happens is watch the pro guys ride. We watch it on TV. We watch the races. And what happens is we see them flying after years and years and years of practice and going through everything. What you just seen there in the Dirt Soldiers fundamental techniques is you've seen what every pro the race in the day has been through a million times and is still practicing to build his confidence, control, and flow. But we go watch them at a race and we just think back to that old thing. These guys just are railing. They twist the throttle constantly. That's all they do. They're constantly on the throttle, but you're not realizing that they're actually doing a lot more stuff, precise braking, precise throttle control. They just get so precise with it that it sounds like to you that they just ride a track wide open all the time, okay? Is the number 1 biggest mistake I've seen at my school in the last 15 years. What do you guys think that is? What do you think the number 1 biggest mistake is I've seen in the last 15 years at my school? You guys have an idea? Well, I'm going to tell you. Cover. The biggest mistake I see is coming in with that mentality. Guys coming in thinking that they got, I mean, they come to me because they want to learn the correct techniques, but what they instantly do is they want to show me how fast they are. So they start just flying around the track and they go right back to their old bad habits. Yes, Jack just said body position. You are correct on that. That's one of the things that happened, Jack. And I'll tell you why, because they go back. I always have to tell people to slow down. Two really hard ways to ride a bike: really slow and really fast. Okay. If you're really slow and you can build the techniques, then you're going to be able to do it really fast. I want to show me how fast they are. And that's what it is. And so they start making all these mistakes in body position, master the 5 controls, using their controls. And so what happens is they'll get this down to a T, got it, they'll leave and literally sometimes come back a month later. And I say, what happened? Like, you left here doing so good. They'll call me up and they'll say, I need another lesson. All right, Scoob. Or I'm sorry. I say, they call me and say, Scoob, I need another lesson. And I say, all right, want to practice some more? And they get up and they threw it all out the window, everything they learned. In the window. And that's because they get out with their buddies and mentality of twist the throttle and go fast. And even what happens, guys, is when you're learning these techniques, you're going to slow down a little bit. You have to slow down. It has to become reflex reaction, and you have to slow down, okay? So they get back out there, and one of their buddies pass them, and it's just like, I was faster the other way, so away they go. And as soon as you do that, it's game over. All the techniques you learned, you thrown out the window. So that's what they mean by really slow down to go faster. You down, learn the techniques, build up to it. And we seen earlier we said about Dungey, Reed, and Webb. One of the masters of that is Dungey. Dungey never pushed himself. He built up to it by slowly learning the technical, the fitness, and he got himself there. And now he's kicking butt, even though he just had his injury. But that's what it is, guys. So Jack said, if we were racing, should we go slower and get the techniques right? Just go as fast, just slower. Hopefully you just heard that, Jack, and that's what I just said. Slower to get the techniques right, all right? These are the 5 for controls for flowing and railing corners. And this is more, we're delving more now into the intermediate stuff, okay? Set up everything. And where you use 2 big guys, the corners, and we all know it as motocross riders, are everything. It's easy, right? It's the corners where all that speed and all that taken off, and all that speed has to be taken off to make your corner, and do it with flow, control, confidence, no abrupt movements, with as much speed as possible going into it. And then we got that of it with the same kind of techniques, all right? Corner set it all up, guys, and that's what we're going to get into now with the intermediate. I'm going to teach you two big things here you need to do in these corners that's going to help you. There's a lot that goes into this. We have an hour. We're trying to get this webinar done in a little bit over an hour. So this ain't everything, but these are some big things that can help you right away. So we have the corner. Here's what we have in every corner, guys. I don't care what kind of corner it is. If it's a corner, there's an entrance decks. And that's where you're going to do braking, all right? You're coming from your last obstacle, whether it be another corner, whether it be a straightaway, whether it be a jump, whatever the case may be, you're coming to your corner from your last obstacle, and you're going to have to brake, all right? What you need to learn to do is rear and front brake drag. Most people get this very wrong, okay, guys? Most people think that the rear brake is the brake that stops you, all right? And the rear brake, and they're what I call rear brake mashers. They just jam on the rear brake. It's one of the worst things you can do, okay? Or they're afraid of the front brake because they know it has consequences. You have to learn to drag both brakes. And what it does coming into this entrance decks of a corner is that it actually settles your bike down, stabilizes it more, and it's actually easier to flow into these corners. So I want to read this to you. Drag the brakes. Brakes aren't just for slowing down. They can be used to manipulate the bike too. Dragging the front brake in a rutted corner will actually keep the front fork compressed, which makes the bike turn sharper and help prevent the front tire from climbing up out of the rut. Dragging the rear brake helps pull the front end in while going around a flat corner, and it's also helpful to keep your rear suspension held down, because what happens a lot, guys, coming into the entrance decks of the corner, we get a lot of braking bumps. It gets rough, and that back brake actually slows the tire down, the wheel down in the back, and pulls down on the back suspension, which allows you to flow into these corners a lot faster without abrupt movements from the back of the suspension bouncing you all over the damn place, right? So where did I leave off here? The rear suspension held down, as in the case of hitting nasty bump at speed that tries to kick the rear wheel high off the ground. Some riders spend their whole riding careers, and I've known these guys myself, guys, dragging the rear extra control it gives them over cornering and how the bike reacts. Brake pad companies love riders like this. I've known guys myself personally, guys, and I'm kind of in this group too. I used to be, I don't ride as much as I used to, but could wear a set of brake pads out in almost one day of riding. Because once you learn this technique, it's a very precise technique. You have to drag it, okay? You have to learn to put a drag on it and never lock it up. And you don't want to lock it up. If it locks up, you're out of control. Anytime you're locked up, it's like an anti-lock system on a car. When it locks up, you're out of control, all right? So you have to get very precise with dragging both of these brakes. And like I just said, it'll hold you in the corner. It tucks the wheel back in, stabilizes the bike, and it does all kinds of good things. This happens in the entrance decks. We have corners then. What do we have in a corner after decks? And this is now where we get on throttle, okay? It's our next thing. And we need to transition between that braking, and you're going to be at what you're going to find if you get out and practice corners, that if you learn this rear brake drag and start to practice it, the transition to throttle so much easier than just with this, hammer this throttle on, hammer it on. I screwed the braking all up. I screwed it all up. I'm out of control. Now I got to hammer the throttle on. Well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose traction, guaranteed. All right. If you have that mentality, you're going to lose traction. I've proven it 100 times, guys, 100 times over in my schools. If you brake early with rear brake drag, front brake drag, coming into a corner and get yourself the bike all stabilized, you can get on throttle and get on throttle a lot earlier, what I call cheat the system, because you can get on throttle where you're actually not supposed to, and you can kill guys exit part of the corner with a lot better lap times by not crazy getting on the throttle. And you're gonna, and I'm jumping ahead here, but you're gonna see that right now. Yes. So we've seen this before when I brought this slide up. So here, I want to put this back in your memory again. Remember, the second thing the engineers decided how they designed our bikes, the guys in Japanese, in order to win races, that they should design the bike to work with the power on. The more the power is on, the better the bike will work. That is how we will win. It corners better in power. The suspension works better in power. It jumps better in power. Want more control, add more power. And that's what we're into. We're into the exit decks of a corner, where we're going to start adding power. What will happen when you chop the throttle? If you're really laid over in a corner and you chop the throttle, it's going to fall over. It's like a bucket, like water in a bucket. You ever do that as a kid? You guys ever do that, water in a bucket? Did you guys ever do that? You spin it, spin it, spin it. That water stays in there. But if you start getting choppy with it, the water starts to fall out, right? Suspension, you're jumping from the back and front of the bike when you chop the throttle, and it's an abrupt movements that'll mess you up in a corner. Progressive power is the key, starting as early as you can, but not too early where you have to chop it, which upsets the bike, throws off body position, and does not in any way allow for aggression. The more the power is on, the better the bike will work. Power, the suspension works better under power. It jumps better under power. Add more power, but do that with power will give you a little control. Or though it must be progressive, okay? So when you start, you come through these entrance decks and you start to release the braking, you time it to release the braking into the apex, and once you apply the power though, once you start it, it has to be progressive. It doesn't have to be full throttle. what the guys do, what the pros do is they have this down to precision. So don't come off, don't come on, then go off. Don't come on, then go flat. High power to full throttle, exiting out of your corner. Arc is what we're after, like the pros, and how it happens is smooth, progressive power. Can you start to see the first two things we went through? Body position, master the 5 controls. Can you see how that works to give you control, aggression, fitness, mental, and mental toughness? Can you guys see that? Does it make sense? Let's hear your responses, guys. Can you see how that starts to work now that we've been through some of these secrets? Here's the thing, guys. You control the bike. It says yes. All right. Awesome. I'm glad you guys are seeing it. I'm glad it's helping you guys. Okay. But you control the bike. It does not control you. All right. You control that thing from the moment you take it off the back of your truck till you kick it over and fire it up. This is how the pros do it. See, this is how the pros get through corners. They just been practiced so long, they just do it with crazy precision. And that'll come for you guys as you learn these techniques. But it sounds to most people like they're just always on the throttle. They're flying. They're just jamming on the rear brakes. And that's not the case, guys. See, the amateurs are usually in a state of coasting, giving no commands to the bike, letting it do whatever it wants. And it will usually put you down, or at least you have minimum control. You don't have a lot of control that way. Crap, got to get on the throttle. So they hammer the throttle at all the wrong times, and after being out of control, pros gives a command to the bike at all times. Even if at first it seems slower, you're gaining control, getting smooth, flowing with the bike by your commands, and not just reacting to what happens. This equals smooth riding, and that equals true speed. You will beat the out-of-control person who believes you just twist the throttle and go. Beat them every time, guys. Moving on to secret 3, aggression, fitness, and the mental. And here's the secret. This is getting into the advanced stuff, okay? Aggression cannot come until you master the first 2 secrets. What most motocross racers do, and most of my students that I teach, that I see that come here, they start with the aggression first, okay? It's one of the worst things you can do. And I get it. I understand. I really do. I've been that person myself. I'm not here to rip on anybody or rip on the amateurs or I'm not ripping on them at all, because I love to help them. I like to show them these techniques so they get it and they get it down correct. But aggression cannot come until you master the first 2 secrets. You have to get pretty good with that, flowing with it. And most motocross racers start with the aggression first. You got to get comfortable, control, confidence, and flow, and then you start to add aggression to push yourself to go faster. Okay, you don't ride over your head. Over your head, you just in increments and push it. And fitness is so much easier with the first 2 secrets. Fitness is so much easier because, number one, once you get the first 2 things down I taught you, once you start to learn that, you're not fighting the bike no more, okay? When you're fighting the bike, it tires you out, wears you out. This is why you see guys that get arm pumped that and within 2 laps, they're dying, okay? But techniques down, body position techniques, the fundamental techniques, and you have 5 controls down, it's so much easier. You can ride a lot longer, okay? But I'm telling you, you will hit a wall, guaranteed, because motocross is one of the most physically demanding sports in the world. And as you start to get that, the next thing that most people run into is they're going pretty fast. They're doing pretty good with the 8 fundamental, the dirt. So they're doing pretty good with their 5 controls. They're moving up through the classes. And then if they're a person who don't take fitness that serious, they'll start to hit a wall. And the guys that are taking fitness serious will succeed, okay? So you have, at that point, you got to start taking fitness seriously. I actually used to start taking it now, okay? And like I said at the beginning of this, I got a new fitness program out, and you guys are going to get that at the end of this webinar. I will email it to you. So we got aggression, fitness, and mental. Here's the thing. All are joined at the hip and affect each other. These 3 things affect each other, guys. Like if we take fitness first, okay, as you get faster and you're getting better and you're moving up through the ranks, like I just said, if your fitness is so here's what happens. You start mastering the first two techniques, right? The first two secrets, the Dirt Soldiers fundamental techniques and master the 5 controls. You start getting that pretty good. Well, guess what happens? Your confidence starts going up, right? Man, you're feeling pretty good. But then you'll hit that fitness wall, and guess what it's going to do? Bring your mental toughness, your confidence back down, okay? And then now your aggression falls off a little bit. You're not as aggressive anymore. You start doubting yourself. You start thinking you can do this. You start getting beat by guys that are beating you, and it's driving you nuts, all right? So these 3 things are joined at the hips. So if you're not aggressive, though, I've seen guys that do this. They stay very not aggressive off the whole shot, or they get to a point, but they won't push themselves anymore. Well, then it starts to also affect their mental, okay? That starts to bring them down a little bit. Mess with their fitness too a little bit because they start getting lazy. They don't ride as hard anymore, and the technique's not there. They kind of throw the technique out, all right? So these 3 things are joined at the hips, and you gotta working on these 3 things and recognize, okay, is it my fitness right now? I don't feel that confident out there. I don't feel that good. All right, well, it's my fitness. Or am I getting stuck in a rut and I'm just riding the same? Well, maybe I need to push it a little bit, get a little more aggressive here and there, and that'll help my mental, okay? Or maybe it's just straight up your mental. Maybe it's just your mental toughness at the time. Some guy's beating you and that was riding 2 bike lengths behind you. Well, maybe he's doing some of the stuff, the correct techniques, and he's up in his game a little bit. So you have to go back to your fundamental techniques, to your 5 controls, and you got to practice and get a little more aggressive, and then maybe go back to fitness. So they all affect each other, all right, guys? They're all joined at the hip and affect one another. Higher control, confidence, and flow all come from all these things. Now, you have 2 powerful techniques that work in harmony with the physics. Remember, we said the physics, the Japanese, they've centered, the center of balance on our bikes and the work with the power on the physics and design principles of your bike. Now, try the combo, body position, braking and throttle, controlling corners. Go out and try that. I want you guys now to go out to the track, and everything you learned in this webinar, it's not going to happen right away, but start putting it to use. You're going to see massive improvements, guaranteed. I know for a fact because I've seen it with people. And the reality is we could work on that for 2 whole days at my schools and my camps. It's just a reality. We could take, there's a lot of stuff when you come to my, but we could work on just them principles alone for 2 whole days, guaranteed. A case study of a guy. His name's Michelle. He's actually from an island. It's a his Dirt Soldiers MX journey. He's step 1. He joined the Motocross Training Academy. Riding critique. Step 3, he signed up to a 2-day school. He won B class championship as a total beginner. He was coming in as a beginner in C class, getting about 4th, 5th, 6th. And as a result of this going down, he went over back to where he was from and won B class championship. And this is his journey. This is Michelle's journey. If you can see this little arrow down there, right above South America is an island called Corso. This is how he actually got to me to take a 2-day school with me. And this is his testimonial and what he wrote to me. Hi, folks. Another Dirt Soldiers MX Training Academy fan from the warm, steaming, hot Caribbean island of Corso. Joined the June 2015 2-day MX camp. Was amazing and learned so much. Scoob is an awesome instructor. He turned this 40-year-old weekend warrior into a racer. Got champion B class on the Corso MX, running a KTM 525 EXC to pieces. Poor thing. Thanks, Scoob. Listen, guys, old habits die hard. Every time you hit the track, you're training your muscle memory to ride the wrong way. Picking up bad habits. To break old habits, it takes more than a 60-minute webinar. You need someone to show you how to correct your muscle memory and start riding the right way. So the past hour, it's been a time so far. Would you guys agree with that? You guys agree so far? We've been getting in some good stuff here, some good training. Put it in the comment box, guys. Let me know if it's been worth your time so far here. So listen, we can't cover everything. I appreciate it. Yes. Jack says yes. Says yes. Thank you, guys. Listen, we can't cover everything you need in an hour webinar. We just can't really do it, right? An hour already, even if we had all day. So I want to give you a special offer so you can get everything you need to know. And if you act fast, I'm going to give you a very special deal. So who wants to take things to the next level? Answer box, guys. You ready to take things to the next level? You guys ready for that? Put it in the question and answers box, guys. I'm ready. If you're ready to take things to the next level, say I'm ready. Jared, I'm ready. Chris, I'm ready. Jack, I'm ready. Hey, Shannon, oh, sorry, I didn't see that. I'm seeing another screen over here with other comments. I want to introduce you guys to the Dirt Soldiers MX Training Academy, how to instantly add more speed, better control, flow, and confidence to your riding, to 10x your motocross racing and riding skills, to win your next race, even if you're over 30 or a complete beginner. And here's what you're going to get in this program, guys. Personal bi-weekly online training tutorials. It's a $697 value. You're going to train for race day with a 7 step-by-step video training tutorials, trainings that will teach you the ins and outs of race day prep. Inside these trainings, you will find easy to follow instructions, how to work out, practice on the track, and mentally prepare for the big day. Group coaching call, and I'm only taking 10 people into this program, guys. Only 10 people. Okay, we're going to work one-on-one. This is a personal coaching program that I'm going to work with each of you individually for 3 months. And in these 3 months, we're going to do monthly group coaching calls. Learn from championship racer each month, insider secrets to winning your next race, riding 10x in your riding skills. During these 1-hour coaching calls, I will reveal what it really takes to take home first place. Plus, you can ask any question you have about your race day training, and I will personally answer each and every one of your questions live during the call. Monthly, 30-minute one-on-one calls, just me and you guys right on the phone. Got a question about your upcoming race, got a question about a jump, got a question about a corner, got a question about fitness, got a question about your mental training you need help with. We're going to hop on a one-on-one call with me to ask your question or get your coaching on how to prepare for your race or going to the track. Also included in this is a private Facebook group, a $97 value, and you're going to be able to connect with other diehard motocross racers who are out there training right now. I've got a lot of people in my private Facebook group that have already been through this program, guys, and I don't kick them out. They're still in there, okay, because they learned a lot, and they're in there helping other people as they join. But you get ready to get motivated to kick ass. Closest racing buddies are cheering you on during your big race day or going out to the track and helping you prep months before you ever ride up to the starting gate. It's a total value, guys, of $1,773. This racers who are 30 plus years old. I've even coached 60-year-olds to race. Want to kick ass at your local practice track or during their first race. Amateur racers who want to finally ride moto with control, confidence, and flow. Young racers who want to build a solid racing engine. Riders just like you. Listen, don't just take my word for it. Here's just some of the responses and testimonials I get from a lot of people. I'm not going to read them all here, guys, but, you know, I'll read the first one from Zach. Scoob is not only a great guy, he's also a great teacher. Teacher struggled with a lot of things in my motocross game, and Scoob took the time to iron out all the kinks out. Since we're running much smoother on the track and smooth as fast, been grabbing top spots since my training. We had Kelsey Langston. She was in the Motocross Training Academy 3-month 10x your riding skills personal coaching program, and we worked one-on-one for 3 months. And he's a great trainer. I learned so much from Scoob. He can connect with all types of people and give them exactly what they need to improve race or if you're just starting out. I've been riding pretty much my entire life, and he made me 10 times a better rider just this summer. He breaks everything down for you to really understand the concept and be able to connect. Definitely worth it. Couldn't ask for anyone better. So listen, guys, I had two choices. The first option, go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible. But it won't incentivize me to really stack the value, okay? It requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, I can devote more resources to guarantee your success, all right? The goal. What you're going to get. I didn't put that in there, but they're personal bi-weekly online training tutorials, $697 value. The monthly group coaching calls, 300 questions and answers, $388 value. The monthly 30-minute one-on-one call, $1 value, and the private Facebook group, a $97 value. Question, guys. If you only got that, right? I want to make this a no-brainer. Bottom line, if you only got that training, coaching alone, would it still be worth the entire investment? If that's all you got, if that's all I gave you, would it still be worth it? But you're getting something even more. On top of that, I'm also going to give you first bonus, instant lifetime access to the Motocross Training Academy. And the Motocross Training Academy is an online membership program where actually, guys, this is all going to take place inside the Motocross Training Academy. I'm going to be live in there. And it's an online membership program that I created that actually has 4 modules that walks you through this whole process. Everything we just did, as starting out when I said secret number 1, the 8 fundamental techniques, it actually breaks down all them techniques with riding drills, videos that you can watch. There's over, in the first module, there's over 30 or 40 videos. It gives you bike stand drills, practice drills, how you do each technique. And what we're going to do inside this Motocross Training Academy is helping you out to get this stuff down, and you're going to have instant lifetime access to this. There's the second module, which actually takes the 5 controls that we touched on the second time, and it teaches you everything about the clutch, the throttle, and it breaks it down for corners, for jumps, for straightaways, gives you drills, practice drills, and they're videos you can stream live right to your phone. You can jump in there anytime you want and watch these videos. And then there's a third module of together, okay? Then it takes everything you're learning so far and it get that aggression, that mental, and that fitness. There's fitness videos in there to teach you some fitness stuff. It's a really cool, awesome program, guys. And it's a membership program that you'll get a name and an email to, and you'll be able to log in lifetime. And I'm always adding new stuff in there. And I'm going to be in there for 3 months, personally coaching each one of you guys. 2, and this one I'm really excited about, guys. I've ran this program already to a group of people, and it's been a real success. And that's 3 personalized riding critiques. So what happens with that is the 3 personalized riding critiques, you shoot video of yourself riding, okay? And you get that video to me. It don't have to be long. It can be 3 minutes, 5 minutes. It can be just in a corner. It can be, I like to have corners without a doubt, but it can be like, hey, having trouble with this jump 2, having trouble with this straightaway, this downhill, these breaker bumps, these ruts. And I take the video and I have a software program that's kind of just like you're kind of seeing here on this webinar. And I can coach over that video and show you exactly what you're doing and break down your bad habits. So we basically build you up over a 3-month process to take you from a level and 10x your riding and racing skills. And it's really cool. It really works. So what are you going to get? You're going to get them 7 bi-weekly online training tutorials. Coaching call, question and answers, the monthly 30-minute one-on-one call, the private Facebook group, access into the Motocross Training Academy, lifetime instant access, the personalized riding critique, total value of $3,267. What I just did was help you win your first race. Would it still be worth it, guys? Would that still be worth it? If that's all it did was help you win your first race, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it? Would that be worth it to you guys? Let me know. Or help you finally land that corner, nail that jump. Would that be worth it to you guys? What's winning worth to you? What's it worth to you guys? What's winning? What's taking your riding to the next level? 10x your riding. What's it worth to you guys? Your confidence back, more swagger, place. What would you pay, guys? Or to kick ass at your local practice track. Understand not everybody races. A lot of guys just like motocross to go out to the track and they want to go out there and do it with, have fun and do it with control, confidence, flow, and just kind of local practice guys and beat them. I get it. So you can see why others are paying me hundreds per hour for one-on-one coaching. We missed one, guys. Missed a slide there. I'm sorry. You can see why there's go back on the slide, but listen, get started today. We just skipped a slide there. It's no big deal. No big deal, but you can get started now for just $4.97. Everything you see, click the button below or sign up here. I'm going to actually let you guys see this. You're going to be able to click on this up in the chat box. And let me know if you guys can see that. If you can, I'll actually put in, I'll put the link in. You guys can go check it out. Here. Chat. And there's the link there, guys. But listen, here's what I want to do. Here's the ultimate bonus. I want to make it a no-brainer for you guys. Are you guys ready for a no-brainer? I clicked the thing. You can already see it. I already popped it up. I was supposed to hold it up. I didn't want to pop it up that quick, but there's going to be another bonus. And this, I think, is the greatest bonus there is. In this program, you're going to get 2 days of on-track training with me in Pennsylvania. I know some of you guys are all over the place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 1 full year to set up the training. So you join this program now. We're going to work 3 people. It actually says down here, this bonus is for the first 15 people only. That's wrong. This bonus is for everybody. I'm sorry about that. That was off a different thing. This is for everybody, but I'm only taking 10 people into this program. Make sure that we get good training. Over 10 people, it holds me back, and we can't get as much good training. So 10 people are going into this program, and the bonus 3 is you are going to get 1 full year. I'll even go over a year. It's not that big of a deal, guys. It's not that big of a deal. If you can't make it 1 full year, I will honor 2 days of on-track training with me at my private training facility here in Pennsylvania. That's a $2,997 value for just $497. Click that button below to sign up. You can't do it off the screen, obviously, but there it is in the chat box, and I loaded the offer. You should be able to see the offer in the thing. You have 2 choices, guys. First option, do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. Pony up this small investment today compared to all the value you're going to get in return and just give it a shot. If you love it, great. If not, just ask for your money back. It's not a problem. This is my 30-day money-back guarantee. Sign up today. If you don't like it for any reason, I don't care if it's 23 hours and 59 minutes from now, just let me know and I'll give you your money back. No questions, no hassles. Listen, guys, I don't want your money. If it's not right for you, I don't want your money, and I will return your money. You know what you have to gain by joining today: bragging rights, championship added your name, etc. Riding with control, confidence, and flow. So what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? You have to lose fear, frustration, doubt. Let that stuff go on the track. Listen, YouTube videos might show you a few cool tricks, but this program teaches you the tech guaranteed. I'm already through 2 sessions of 10 people, and everyone has been blown away. Next, guys, all you have to do is hit on that join now button, or you can hit on the right in the chat room there where I put you can see I put the link in there. You put on that, hit that link, and you're going to go. It's going to take you right to the page where you can sign up, and you're going to get instant access right now into the Motocross Training Academy. You're in there, you can start to learn right from the first techniques into the second secret, and take you into the third secret. You can start to learn about fitness, and then I'm going to be there each time. and helping you get through this just with what you're going to get here. 7 bi-weekly online training tutorials, monthly group coaching call, where we're all going to get on together. And it's kind of cool because through the program before, a lot of riders got to know each other, and they helped each other out, which was awesome. And some guys have even hooked up and been down to Florida and all over the place. They never knew them before this program. Before I started this program, they met each other in the group coaching calls and in the private Facebook group. But you're getting the monthly 30-minute one-on-one call, the private Facebook group, instant access to the Motocross Training Academy, personalized riding critique, and the 2 days of track training in Pennsylvania. Up immediately. Reason 1, not sure if you can actually win a race. Too old, too inexperienced, too young. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Now's this time to start winning, guys. Reason 2, you think it's too expensive, but you deserve to win. How much time will you waste on YouTube trying to learn? Reason 3, you're not convinced online and long distance training can work for you. Listen, try it out. If it doesn't work, I'll refund your money. But I can tell you it works, okay? I've straight up with you. I wasn't sure first either with this online virtual stuff. And so I tested it, like I said, with 2 groups, and everyone has been totally blown away. It's been a very good. If it doesn't work for you, if you feel it doesn't work for you, like I said earlier, if it doesn't work, I'll refund your money. I'll let you guys know I'm nothing special, okay? Spring chicken. I've been racing for 34 years. If that gives you a hint of how old I am. Weight around my waist than I would like. I'm losing that a little bit, though. I get a little out of control, but I've been working on that. But hey, it's definitely happened. Expensive bike out there. You guys seen it earlier. My own 9KX 450F. I'm happy with the thing, but I can still win races. Okay, I can go out and still ride with these top guys because I have these techniques down, the fundamental techniques, the 5 controls, and I can get out there and still run with these top riders because I got the control, the confidence, the flow. I know what to do on the bike, and I can teach it to you. We'll just pop them up quick here. We got the 7 personal bi-weekly. These videos are actually going to be tailored for you, okay, and what the problems we're working on to help make you better. It's usually going to be corners, jumping, but we're going to see techniques, okay, and that's going to be inside the Motocross Training Academy. Monthly group coaching call. Each month, we're going to jump on a group of us, and we're going to hash out a bunch of stuff on the bike and just have fun and learn. Monthly 30-minute one-on-one call. That's just going to be us 2 getting together and building you up through a process where you come to me. And bonus 3, the private Facebook group where everyone's in there. That's an awesome thing. You'll instantly get access to all this, but the private Facebook group, you'll be right away, where I post a lot of stuff, a lot of techniques, trainings that I don't post anywhere else. Bonus 1, instant access to the Motocross Training Academy, 4 modules with over 70 videos in there on fitness, mental, the riding techniques. It builds you up through a process. The personalized riding critique and 2 days of on-track training in Pennsylvania, right here at my own facility, guys. A total value of $7,264. If you guys are ready to get started, I wanted to offer you a payment plan to make it easy. Get started now for just $175. You'll get everything you just seen, and you're going to be in the program for just $175. Then it's 3 monthly payments of just $175. We're to the end. It's Q&A time. But get started now. If you guys got any questions about this program, you want to know anything about the program, right now, and you can jump on that program. I will put it one more time in the box. But get started now for just $175. It's a killer deal, guys. There's people, and listen, I'm putting this program out there an R to you guys. This is a special offer to you guys. Listen, you don't show up at my track and get it for this cheap. It's crazy. And plus this 3-month training, okay, leading up to this with where I'm going to personally coach you, and we're only taking 10 people, guys. So you guys can go check it out for yourself. See if you want to join, but I advise you to jump in there. I'm telling you, it's a program. I'm seeing a lot of success out of it, and I can really help you guys in there. We'll get to know each other, and I really do a lot of good coaching with you guys. And if it don't work for you, just ask for your money back, and I'll give it back. It's not a problem, okay? All right, guys. Q&A time. We're at the end here, and you guys can start shooting your questions in. I appreciate you guys sticking along with me here. Says, is there any way I could just get the 7 bi-weekly online training tutorial videos? Sorry, Jack, this is in one program. I mean, I could maybe break it down like that. If it's something, I'd have to work on that. You'd have to give me like a day or two to actually kind of break them out, and I could stay in contact with you. Yeah, I could probably do that. That probably wouldn't be a problem if that's something you'd rather just do it that way. I understand some people can't get here. That's why I gave the full year for actually training. I think you said you're from New Zealand. So we could probably do. I just ain't going to be able to jump on that right away. You have to give me a couple days to kind of break that out and figure it out. But yeah, I wouldn't have a problem. Yeah, I actually just seen you said because I live in New Zealand. Yeah, New Zealand's going to be tough to get here. I get that. So let me give me a day or two there, Jack. And I got your email when you signed up for the program. And I think I've talked to you before. So I'll let you know about that. Okay. Yes, do that for me, Jack. Email me afterwards. I appreciate. Yes, definitely do that. All right, guys. I'm looking down through the comments here. Yes, Jack, I also see you said, do we get a fitness program like you said? Yes, you do. That part of this program is a personalized fitness program for you. That's part of the 3-month process. It's inside the Motocross Training Academy. It's kind of a done fitness program. But what happens is it's not, it's kind of a generic, I don't say it's crappy, just it's a generic thing. But what I do is this program, I talk to you, and we set up a specific program for you. Okay. So that's how that works, Jack, guys. And that's how it works. There's stuff in there already that's going to help you tremendously. But once you join this program, I do personally, we get on these one-on-one calls, and we get inside the Motocross Training Academy, and we design a specific for you. Jaron, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Jaron. Sorry, but I'm 34. I recently just got a KX 250 two-stroke. Though I haven't rode since I was 15 years old. Listen, man. It depends. I would like to race GNC. No, it's J-Ron. Okay. I'm sorry, my man. I wasn't sure how to pronounce that. Where you're at. It depends where you're at, my man. You have riding experience before, it sounds like. I'm not sure. What was your level of riding experience at 15? Could you tell me that? And I can tell you this. When you get the techniques down right and you do it right and everything we went through, when you start to learn them techniques, it don't matter. Okay, yes, you have the 125, you have the 250 and the two strokes, you have the 250F and the 450F, right? Yes, if you're a complete, total beginner, I mean, I don't advise you getting on a 252 stroke, all right? Depending on how old you are and everything, even if you're younger, you should start out with maybe depending what age you are, a YZ 65, or or a KTM 65, maybe a YZ, and then, or maybe it's an 85. But if you've been riding a little bit and you have a little bit of, you can learn to ride a 250. I've gotten guys here and I've taken them, and the 250 was scaring them to death. You know what I mean? But they just want to learn to ride it. And what happens is, if you give the guys the right techniques and you teach them the right techniques, they pick it up very quickly. Okay. And then they're like, wow, I love this bike. You know what I mean? Because it's got the power and it's got everything there for you, because you're able to control it now. And you're like, man, this is great. And you love it. Okay. Now, you might be interested in, that's something definitely we can work on. And I can show you all that to have you riding that bike. So I hope that helps. Join the program. Jump in and I'll help you with that. Without a doubt, that's something we will pick up over this 3 process without a doubt, no doubt in my mind. Okay. I'm in Ohio and I'm from California. It was a beginner. Okay. What types of fitness should I do the most? I do strength and cycling and rowing. What should I do the most? Awesome. I'm glad that helped, my man. Yep, definitely glad that helped. And at all. Jack says, what type of fitness should I do the most? I do strength and cycling, rowing. Yeah, they're all good, Jack. But the thing is, with motocross, you kind of want to season and build some strength. Okay, in the off season, so you want to where you're at in your season right now. But a good plan just to throw it at you real quick would be take your off season, and that's when you want to build strength. Okay, now it's more of a strength endurance. It's not a like an Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of strength, right? And what you want to do is 4 to 6 weeks and you want to time this right to where you start your racing season. So you do 4 to 6 weeks, you start to switch more to endurance training. You're still going to do weight training, but you're going to go more to an endurance weight training where you're going to kind of leave the strength. You're going to build the strength as a base. You got to have realize it. In motocross, you have to have strength. You're holding on to a 250-pound bike, right? 249, 50, whatever it is. You have to have strength, okay? So you have to build that strength. It'll help you tremendously. And then you move on, and that's where it's more lower reps, 6 weeks, and then you move on to a little bit higher reps, more. At the same time, you're adding you're upping your cardio, okay? You're doing and you're switching it up, so your body's guessing. You're doing sprints, you're doing longer endurance type stuff and sprints, and you're mixing that all up between. And as you're trying to peak out as you come to your racing season, and you're peaking out, and what you're going to do, like the last 4 to 6 weeks right before your riding season, you are going to basically, motocross is an endurance sport. You're going to be doing a lot of what you just said, rowing and swimming. Mountain biking is a very good one. Okay. Hope that helped, Jack. Jack says he races all year long. Okay, well, that's all right, my man. I mean, you still got to take the time to find some time to build some strength. Listen, one of the things that people get all confused about is they take fitness. Listen, we got all kinds of magazines out there giving us all kinds of information all the time, right? They're constantly, they have to come up with a new article every month. All right. Racer X online has to come up with a new thing every month. So it confuses us, right? Confuses the heck out of us. Throw it all out the window. Listen, when I first started training fitness wise, I had no clue what I was doing. This is many years ago, but I did something called Body for Life. All right. And I'm going to tell you right now, because, and what I realized was, if you're training and you're getting there and you're training, it's helping you. Okay. It's helping you out. It really is. And these magazines start to confuse us, and we just got to keep it simple. Okay. It's an endurance sport. You need a little bit of strength because you're trying to control your motorcycle, especially if you're younger and a little bit. So we need strength to control the motorcycle. We need to transition that into more of a strength training endurance, and then we have to, and then also an endurance game. So we have to do our mountain bike, our rowing. Okay. All right. I hope that helps. We're getting past the, we've been almost, when do we start here? At 7 o'clock. We're almost an hour and a half. I don't want to take up too much of you guys' time here. If you got any more questions, you guys are on, throw them in there. I appreciate it. I'm going to throw the link one more time to you guys here. Awesome. Jack said these tips will help him for his race this weekend. Well, good luck, Jack. And I'm glad they're going to help you. If you guys want to check out that link, there it is. You can jump on this program. Good program, guys. It really is. I'm going to personally coach each one of you guys for 3 months. You're going to get to work with me online, one-on-one, and then actually come to my training facility here in Pennsylvania. And I'm going to build you up. We're going to work on break your bad habits and build you up for over a 3-month training process. And you can start right today for $175. And you've seen all the stuff you get. So we're going to do the one-on-one coaching calls, the monthly group coaching calls. You're going to have instant access, lifetime instant access into the Motocross Training Academy, starting in an instant right now. As soon as you join, and you're going to get right in there, and you can start working right in there right away with videos teaching you the 3 secrets, even more drills, fitness, the whole 9 yards. So it's definitely a good program. If you guys have any more questions, you can throw them at me. No problem. I thank you guys for showing up. I really do appreciate it. Jack, hope that had the information there. You're on your 85cc. I like your enthusiasm, Jack. I really do. And I like your drive and your discipline myself. I can see that in you. That's really good. Keep at it, my man. Keep at it. All right, guys. I think we're gonna end this very soon. There's no more questions coming in. And once again, I appreciate you guys taking the time to session. I hope it really helped you guys. I hope you got a lot of value out of it. If you're interested in joining this program, believe me, you'll get much more value. It's going to very, very much help you very much. I just did it with a bunch of guys, programs already of this program. And I got great testimonials. Those guys are having a good time, winning some races, riding with control, confidence, and flow. And they're really, really, really rocking and rolling. So the online thing does work. And if it don't work for you, you will get your money back. If it's something you don't, it just seems like, it just ain't me, no problem. Get your money back. I'm not that kind of person. Obviously, hopefully you guys can see that from just, even though we never met, and that's not me. I'm here to help you guys. That's my number one goal. I love motocross. I love racing. It's part of my heart and blood, and I love helping other people level. When I see someone that sparks in their eyes, that fires in their eyes, because they start to get it and they start to ride with control, confidence, and flow. They start to really get this down. That's the best feeling I could ever have in the world, and I love every minute. And that's my job. If you join my program, make sure that happens for you. Okay, that's my number one goal, and I make sure that you actually learn something and you get better at motocross racing. Guys, it's the greatest sport in the world, in my humble opinion. So, all right, guys, we're gonna have to end. Thank you, Scoob. Thank you, Jack. I'll get you. Email me, my man, and I will. If you're still on here and maybe you didn't jump on this program, which I don't know why you didn't jump on it. It's a good one, but if also are interested in maybe breaking some of this out, I can do that. I have no. Email me if you guys want to, and maybe I'll break some of these out if you just want some of the different stuff. That's not a problem. Jack brought that up, and it's a good idea. Jack's in New Zealand, so but I advise you to jump on the whole program if you really can, and you guys will happy riders. How about that? All right, guys. I know this thing has a lag on it. So what that means basically is what I'm saying right now, you might not be hearing for a couple seconds. I am going to end this broadcast. I thank you so much for being part of the program. Thank you so much for showing up. I hope it helped you guys heaps and tons, and out there and get on your track and start to practice, have fun, be safe. I really appreciate you guys coming, and hey, this program's open for a little bit, so jump on it. You can always go to that web address down below, which is dirtsoldiersmx.samcart.com/products/coaching. And the program will be open for you guys to jump on. But once I do get 10 people in, okay, I am shutting it down at 10 people. So, because I want to make sure that I get you guys good. I want to good training, good one-on-one time with me. And I don't want to stretch myself too far where I can't get you guys need. And that's it. So, all right, guys, we are at 8:30. We ran this one a little bit longer, but that's all right. That's what happens sometimes. So listen, guys, have a good one. If you guys have any questions you want to throw me, you can email me. And I appreciate you guys being on. Have fun. Be safe. And talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. We'll see you guys later.